Hello everyone. I wanted to share my experience with depression and how I learned how to manage it. About 8 years ago, I started to experience a lot of physical symptoms. I had a lot of joint pain, broke out a couple of times, my teeth became super sensitive all of a sudden. I was sleeping a lot, I started to have heart palpitations, and overall just not feeling well. So I went to my primary care doctor and they started to work me up. I went to see a cardiologist. I wore a heart monitor for a month. I went to an allergist and got tested for all kinds of allergies. I also went to several other doctors and nothing was physically wrong with me. I had some low iron and B12 levels, but nothing serious. The PA in my primary office suggested that I get on an antidepressant. I was totally against it. Growing up in a Southern Baptist church, there was a lot of stigma around mental health, and it was something that I had judged others on in the past, and I thought that it was something that you just needed to get over, and it was a sign of lack of self-control. But I was over feeling terrible, and so I went back to the PA a few months later and wanted to give it a try. She put me on Celexa and I was amazed. Within 2 to 3 weeks, all of my physical symptoms had pretty much disappeared. A couple of things that I learned here. One, your brain is just like any other organ in your body. It can be sick and sometimes you can't do anything about it. Number two, I was wrong to judge people for something that I had not experienced or really knew anything about. I was extremely thankful for the drug and to feel better, but I had no intentions of staying on the drug long term. I did a lot of research, and these drugs are not really designed for you to be on for years and years, especially for people like me that was experiencing like a mild form of depression. So in the fall of 2019, I decided that I wanted to get off the drug. Several things in my life had improved, even though my job was still really stressful. So I tapered off of it and I started exercising some and made some goals for myself. I was not in a good place with my job though, and I had a couple of work interactions that I was really not proud of. I had started to look for another job and interview, and then COVID hit, and I felt like I had to stay in that job that was secure and safe during a time of uncertainty. But because of my not so good behavior, I was like, I got to get back on Celexa if I'm going to be able to survive this in a way that I can be okay with. So I got back on it. A few months later, I ended up quitting that job without a job to replace it and moving to another city to just kind of start over. I also started to take my health, to make my health a priority, and started working out regularly and eating better. And over those 2 years, I lost 30 pounds, and it made a huge difference in my mental health. In late 2021, I tapered back off of Celexa and haven't looked back. I still have months of what I call lows, and I still struggle with some of the physical symptoms during those times, but I have learned how to manage it naturally. I have to work out on a regular basis. I lift weights at least 4 days a week, and it makes me feel strong. It's also important that I prioritize my sleep and make sure that I'm tired when I go to bed. So the exercise and an active lifestyle helps me with that. Eating healthier and not a bunch of junk makes a huge difference as well. I can tell when my eating is off, I tend to get into a lull. My job is an important piece to it as well. I need to feel like I'm accomplishing something and being proud of what I'm working on. My morning Bible study has also been a huge help. Over the last 4 years, I've made it a priority to set aside time every morning to focus and learn from His Word. It has given me a sense of peace and trust that I think only God can. That's what's worked for me, and I'm planning on continuing to pursue a life without antidepressants. I know I will have challenges ahead and will continue to battle this the rest of my life, but I think I've figured out how to manage it naturally with an outcome that I am super happy with. So I hope this has been helpful, and have a great day.